This is the Aeneid, Book 6, lines 854 to 866, and this passage contains a quote from both Anchises and Aeneas. I implied a spoke in this first clause, so it goes, thus Father Anchises spoke, and with them marveling, he added these things, and the Merantibus is referring to Aeneas and Sibyllus. Auspice is an imperative, so see as Claudius Marcellus, insignis spoliis opimiis, distinguished by spoils of honor, ingreditor enters, and towers victor, either victorious or as victor, over viros omnis, over all men. And the spoliis opimiis are a technical term for the arms that are taken on the field of battle by the victorious general, and it's just a sign of a very decisive defeat. This part starts with eques, so as a knight, he will set up hic rem Romanum, which I just took as the Roman state, by turbante magno tumultu, so by confusing with a great uproar, and the turbante is a present active participle. It continues on saying, he will scatter the Poenos, the Carthaginians, and rebellious Gauls, and he will suspend it, hang up the third captured arms to Patri Quirino, to Father Quirinus. And that's just Romulus's name given to him after he was deified. And all of these verbs are in the future active tense. Atque hic I translated as and at this Aeneas, and then I implied a spoke at the very end, so it will go and at this Aeneas spoke, but there's this whole side note that follows. So namque, for in fact he saw a egregiam forma juvenem, a youth of extraordinary form or beauty, and in shining armor, ire going, una together with, and I implied a Marcellus. So, and going together with Marcellus, said, but frons laeta parum with an implied erat. So, but his face was not happy, and diecto lumina vultu, which the book says is better taken as something like diecta erant lumina. So I translated that as, and his eyes with the implied erant were downcast from his face. Quis pater ille, so father, who is this, qui who sic comitator, thus accompanies the virum euntem, the man walking or the man going on his way. Filius, a son, ane, or someone from magna stirpe nepotum, from his great lineage of descendants. Because there are a lot of characters in this quote, the book just notes that ille is referring to the younger Claudius Marcellus, who was the son of Octavia and the one that Augustus had chosen to be his successor, and then the virum is referring to the elder Marcellus. Qui strepitus, so what an uproar around of his companions. How great a likeness in that man. Sed nox atra, so but a black night, circumvolat, flies around his head with gloomy shade. And throughout this entire passage, all the verbs are in the present tense, just because it is all contained in a quote.